Yeah, man. What a week, man. Is there locker room issues with the Knicks? Yeah, okay. We're going to get to the bottom of that. What about the recent trade rumors? Is Mitchell Robinson really on the block? Yeah, we'll get to that. How about Jalen Brunson and his heroics? Yeah, definitely we'll get to that. Also, the All-Star votes have been released, and Knicks fans, we definitely got to do better. We're going to talk about the power rankings. We're going to talk about Coach Tibbs in the minutes, and a lot more, man. Up next on This Week Inside the Knicks. Welcome to This Week Inside the Knicks, episode 11 of the 2024-25 edition. I am your host with the most, the objective fan, straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest, and you know the vibes. And man, episode 11, talk about a roller coaster ride. This week was definitely that, but I want to give a big salute to Maxine in the building early. This Week Inside the Knicks is a podcast dedicated to documenting the Knicks 365, 7 days a week. If you give me 50 minutes, I give you the Knicks, even though we've been doing the show live before the game. Well, today I'm a little late, so it might be 50 minutes. But typically on Mondays, we do the podcast right before the game, and I take you guys up to the game. So definitely get the likes up, like Maxine will say. Salute to E. Gonzalez in the building. Salute to everybody that's joining the pod. So like I did in the intro, some of the topics we'll be talking about: the Brunson's heroics, Karl-Anthony Towns. We'll talk about Tom Thibodeau and the rotation. We'll talk about the All-Star votes. We'll talk about the games, the Bucks game. We'll talk about the Thunder game, and we'll talk about word on the street. Of course, the Knick of the Week. Now, this week's Knick of the Week may surprise y'all. I'm not sure if y'all are going to like this pick. Maybe y'all will like it, but it's definitely I'm going against the grain with this week's pick. And much more. So, before we get started, just want to let you guys know there will be some updates to the channel. No more green screen. That's all I'm gonna say. So tomorrow we got the Knicks in 10 show. That would be tomorrow at 8 a.m. I'll get into the schedule a little later. But after that show, you will notice a big change on this channel. And like I said, I would like to thank all the supporters. Salute to all you guys for helping me make some upgrades to the channel. We're gonna be doing some bigger things in the studio. Let me try to think any other special highlights I want to say. Well, this week's stretch was definitely really tough. We didn't do too well in terms of a big time loss against the OKC Thunder. That was honestly the big time highlight. Also, we lost to the Orlando Magic during this week's stretch. We'll be talking about the period between January 6th to the 12th. But we did get a win against Toronto and a big-time win against Milwaukee. Salute to the boys for that. That was huge. So, I'm trying to see where I want to start this. I guess we'll jump into the... Well, actually, I got a special highlight. Let me jump into research mode. By the way, this blog is featured on... that's the show schedule. I'll get to that in a second. But I just wanted to show you guys. This is the This Week Inside the Knicks. This is a blog that's associated with this podcast. So everything that we do will be featured on this blog. So I'm going to go to the article that we're going to be talking about. And this is, of course, episode 11. So when you go to thisweekinsidetheknicks.com, go to blog, you see all the latest entries. And then you go to episode 11. So all the sources and everything we're going to talk about in this podcast is definitely going to be featured on this website. And also, like, whatever we don't cover, you can go see here too. It's a lot of stuff on here. So basically, we recap the week. Now I'm going to be taking us through some of the hot topics. So I'm going to start with the special highlight. So the special highlight for this week is going to be salute to a Knicks fan who actually proposed to his girlfriend at the Thunder game. And salute to this brother. This was a nice story, a nice feel-good story. Here's a nice image of him putting the ring on her finger. And a lot of balls will do that. But, he did it. And, of course, she said yes. So I just wanted to give a nice little start the podcast off with something positive. You know what I'm saying? Salute to this brother for doing this at the OKC Thunder game. And I wish them all the best in their journey as a couple going forward. So that's our only special highlight in the week. I'm gonna jump straight into this Bucks game. Now, once again, man, one of the flagship topics, we got 3 flagship topics on this show. We're gonna be talking about what it says on the thumbnail, Jalen Brunson's heroics. By the way, I see one thing I gotta do. Salute the On Dios in the building. We discussed this on the last live On Dios. I think you might have signed off, but we said we were gonna make you a moderator because you always do your thing in the chat. So I'm getting ready to do that right now. I'm going to stop the show to make sure I make On Dios a mod right now because this brother always supports. So let me do that right now. Bam. Bam. And there you go. On Dios, he is a moderator. Salute to On Dios for becoming a moderator on the channel. He definitely is going to get his wrench right now. He has it. So definitely I'm rocking with On Dios. But let's get to this game. Let's get to this game. Now, I didn't get a chance to write some game reviews. I've been very, very busy. I'm looking to bring back the game reviews in a second. So what I've been doing, sorry about that. What I've been doing is I've been doing little short reviews, which I've been putting on the website as well. So like, if I could show you guys real quickly, what I would do is I basically would take my short and put it up here. Like I did OKC. I didn't do Milwaukee yet. But like, I just put a little short video up here. So if you ever want to hear my take on the games and you see I didn't write anything, I typically do a short, breaking down the games just to let you guys know. But so I didn't get a chance to do that for this game. So let me go back to the article. But first off, Jalen Brunson deserves a big time salute. And I'm gonna get into Jalen Brunson, his heroics a little later in the pod. But I will still give him his salute right now. He was the player of the game. 44 points, 5 boards, 6 assists on 16 field goals made. Man, salute to the captain, man. Captain, I mean, this is what I expect. See, a lot of people, they want perfection, right? And they may not even say it, but the truth is they want perfection. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that they want us to play well for 82 games. And if we don't play well, then they're going to knock guys and tear them guys down. You're going to have peaks and valleys throughout the season. And that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow on the Knicks and 10 show. Be sure to be there tomorrow at 8 o'clock. But this guy, to me, it's not about the 44 points. I could care less about the 44 points. I care about the W. But it's the fact that he responded with the 23 points in the first quarter. To me, I mean, he is the captain. He is, yes, Karl-Anthony Towns statistically has been our best player. But this brother right here, very incredible. He definitely deserves the player of the game. And what I can do, I could put some of the stats on the screen. Let's get an ESPN article. I thought I put it in the article, but no problem. Let's look at the box score just real quickly. By the way, if Jalen Brunson, I didn't get the update, you guys could let me know. Is Brunson going to be playing tonight? Last I checked, he still was questionable. I could do a quick check right quick. Since we on ESPN, let's see. He's still a game time decision. So if you guys heard otherwise, let me know. Honestly, I'm going to keep it real. If Brunson is not 100%, we should sit him tonight and let this brother, who I'm going to highlight next, campaign. Let me tell you something. Landry Shamet he's a good shooter. He tries hard on defense. I'm not going to say he's a good defender. I can't do it, right? But I'm going to say this. Campaign, to me, right, definitely deserves a spot in the rotation. Hands down. Let me scroll down so you can see him right above my head. This is his stat line here. 14 minutes, 18 points. This brother deserves to be in the rotation, period. I don't care if Mitch gets back. I don't care about none of that. The guy, yeah, I mean, he's up and down. But you know what? I think part of the ups and downs is when you're not getting the consistent minutes, right? You go from starting one game, getting 36 minutes, then the next game you get 8 to 10 minutes. It's hard to be consistent like that. But this guy campaign has showed me that, yo, when you need him and you give him the light, and he still only got 14 minutes, to be honest. He only played 14 minutes in this game, right? and he still was able to put up 18, right? Salute to campaign. Definitely, he helped offset the Bucks bench because I remember they was making a big deal on the telecast. By the way, salute to the MSG crew. They were making a big deal on the telecast about both teams' benches not being that good, struggling of sorts, right? But honestly, it was the Bucks bench to keep them in the game. Chris Middleton was putting in work. He had 9 points at halftime, right? Pat Connaughton came in, gave them minutes. He's not even normally in their rotation. What this tells me is that maybe both teams need to make some changes. Maybe both teams have talent, not that we care about the Bucks, but maybe we have talent on our bench that's not getting the light that can make an impact. And I think Campaign deserves to get the time. I think he deserves to get the time. And of course, the big bodega, we don't want to overlook the big bodega, but it seems like every time he gets a 30 and 10 or a 30-point double-double, he kind of gets overshadowed because somebody else will drop 40 or somebody else will also drop 30 or hit a game winner. But the big bodega has been a model of consistency. And when you look at the statistics, and like I said, tomorrow, when we do the Knicks and 10 show, we will get into that. He has been the best Knick statistically, if you ask me, Karl-Anthony Towns. It's not even a debate. That's why he won the Eastern Conference Player of the Month for the month of December, right? So salute to the boys for getting it done. Let me see what you guys talking about in the chat. By the way, salute to Knicks will be champs 25-26. Salute to you. He has the best name on YouTube. Let me see. Every team, he says every team needs a Cam. That's a fact. I agree. I think that campaign playoff experience, he can start. He can come off the bench. He plays 2 guard and point guard. Man, that's a guy right there that you need to keep in the rotation. I don't care if Mitch gets back. I know we like Landry Shamet. I'm sorry. To me, Campaign is a better on-the-ball defender. To me, he's just been a better scorer thus far this year. Of course, Landry Shamet had the shoulder injury, but I'm rolling with that, brother, man. And then here's another thing, too. When we look at OG Anunoby, right? Some people are going to look at the 5 of 12, 11 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Oh, OG's not playing well. He's not doing much. I tell you what, his defense on Giannis, hella impressive. Hella impressive. Salute to OG's defense on Giannis. See, OG's not a player that you look at offensively and say whether or not he's having a bad game because his job is to be the best defender on the team. So I look at how he's doing against his matchups, and on most nights, OG Anunoby is being a disruptor, right? Very disruptive, as Coach Tibbs would say, and he's doing his part, locking these guys down. Yes, Giannis had 24 points, 13 rebounds, but Giannis is averaging over 30 points. So my thing, what shows me that you play good defense is when you hold somebody from reaching their average. Now, the Bucks still have a lot of issues, right? They was getting on us because we are 0-5 against the top 5 teams in the league right now, right? We didn't beat Boston. We didn't beat OKC. We didn't beat Cleveland, right? We didn't beat Houston, and we didn't play Memphis yet. So, right now, we don't have a win, but the Milwaukee Bucks is 0-8 against the top Eastern Conference teams, losing 2 games to us, I think 3 to Boston or 3 to Cleveland and 2 to the other one. So Milwaukee hasn't been stepping up to the plate, but that's not our team, nor do we care. Bottom line is, I do expect that to be the next level for these Knicks, will be to get these elite wins. Like I said, the Knicks have a brand new team, and they're pulling it all together. Let me see what you guys talking about in the chat before I move on real quickly. By the way, if you just joined the show, this is This Week Inside the Knicks, episode 11 of the 24-25 season. And we're talking about all of the hot events or the major events that took place between January 5th to the 12th. So salute to everybody that just joined. And if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. And I'm going to let you guys know what the weekly show schedule is in a second as well. So let me see anything else from this Bucks game I want to touch on. Like I said, I'm going to touch more on Brunson a little later. That is the flagship topic. We're going to talk about Brunson and his heroics. Got to give Jalen Brunson a salute with this. He tied Carmelo Anthony for 3rd in Knicks history. Listen to this. He tied Carmelo Anthony for 3rd in Knicks history with 17 40-point games. Hall of Famers Patrick Ewing and Bernard King topped the list. Ewing has 30. Bernard King has 23. First, we got to give a big salute to the Brunson burner. Our captain, JB. I like to call him JB Smooth. this brother right here, when we were making some noise about whether or not Jalen Brunson is a top 5 Knick, the reason why we was giving him that honor so early, with people felt like it's too premature. This brother's breaking a lot of long-term records. I mean, he's breaking a lot of records from some all-time Knicks in just 2.5 years now, right? I mean, look at his playoff performance last year in that first round. He's been doing things we hadn't seen since Bernard King. Now, I get it. Some of you guys go back to the 70s, and you're going to say all those guys from the 70s you'll put over Brunson because they won championships. I respect that. I wasn't around for the 70s. But I do respect the 70s, and I think Walt Clyde Frazier is the greatest Knick of all time, and it's not a debate. I got Ewing number 2, but Willis Reed could be number 2. It's between Reed and Ewing for number 2, 3. They could battle it out. However, when you look at what Jalen Brunson has accomplished, and the fact that we are a contending team, I don't care what nobody says. Yeah, we lost to OKC, so what? Everybody loses to everybody. OKC lost to the Bucks in the World Cup, even though it didn't count, right? But we beat the Bucks twice. So it's styles make matchups, and it's going to be all right. Don't worry about the OKC thing. First off, OKC has the best defense in the league. Honestly, OKC has one of the best defenses I've seen in the history of basketball. Like, of course, we got to finish the season, but if you rank them with some great teams during the regular season defensively, they are up there. So you're not going to see that every night. Not every team is going to be able to defend like that, right? And so we shown that, except for a few, shortcomings against OKC, we can score on anybody, right? And we definitely have the best scoring starting lineup in basketball. Yes, even better than Cleveland. It's going to be all right. We're still putting it together. We're still a new team, still the most brand new team out of all of the other top teams in the East. It'll be all right. But I got to give the Brunson Burner a big salute with that. Let me see where we are on time. So, by the way, I know the game comes on at what time tonight? Hopefully it's 7:30. I think the game comes on at 7:30. Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm going to take you guys right up into the game. That's how we're going to do this pod. Let me see what else I want to talk about this game. I think I pretty much hit this thing on the nail. Like, any other articles with this game you want to check out, you could go to the blog. I talked about the monster game. Of course, Tom Thibodeau praises Brunson for his humility. And, this team character, man, like some of the speeches they were giving post the OKC game, it's like you knew in watching those interviews that they were going to come out against Milwaukee, like focused and ready. Honestly, I expect this game against Detroit to be a little harder or harder than the Bucks game, because Detroit is a whole different animal. Not that we can't beat them. Will the captain play? We don't know. So I'm going to jump into some of my hot topics. So just to give an update with the MSG people, if you guys care to know, Atlas USA has pulled their latest proposal and walked away from negotiations to bring MSG Networks back to its optimum subscribers. MSG Networks said in a statement Friday, they also dropped the We Picks Channel 11. Doesn't the Liberty play on Channel 11? I think the Liberty play on Channel 11 too. And other New York local stations. New York and other local stations around the country. If you have been waiting like we have for them to get right by their customers, don't wait any longer. So they walked away from the table. So just to give an update on that, because we were talking about this whole cable vision. We was talking about this whole cable MSG not being there. This is the update to it. So it's looking like optimum subscribers will no longer have MSG, unfortunately. My take on that is, listen, y'all, it's time to get with the new regime. Fubo TV, not that I work for Fubo, I don't get paid from Fubo, but that, or you could go directly to MSG. But streaming is where it's at. Only thing that I noticed, for me at least, I'm a little laggy when I watch the games because it's not as real time as cable, I guess, but it's still, you might be a minute behind, but you're still going to watch the game and you're still going to see everything that you would normally see. So those are some other alternatives for those that, may be caught up in that bind. I do want to talk about the refs, and, there's been a lot of complaints about the officiating, right? And I don't really, I don't really like the complaining about the officiating too. I'm gonna keep it real. Because to be honest, the officiating has been bad all across the league. I'm gonna keep referencing this game because I just couldn't believe it. I remember the Toronto Raptors was beating the Boston Celtics, and Jason Tatum traveled and hit a three. He traveled and hit a three in overtime to give Boston the lead. They should have lost that game. So every team has an instance where they could complain about officiating. And a guy like Karl-Anthony Towns, Julius Randle, Giannis Antetokounmpo, though Giannis gets his fouls, right? A lot of the bigger guys are always going to have trouble when it comes to fouls because when these guys can't guard you, they're going to foul you. That's just a fact, right? So this is talking about that. This is what this article is pretty much summing up. Like it says, his teammates and coaches brace for the whistle. After all, by the letter of the NBA, the rule book, these are fouls, but no whistle comes. Towns increasingly frustrated with each no call plays on. That's what I like from Towns, right? I hate when these guys argue from the refs. That's one thing I'm going to take from Walt Clyde Frazier's book. Like, we don't need to argue with the refs. Let me see what you guys talking about in the chat before I continue. As I continue, Brunson is the team leader. Cat is the most talented player. It's similar to how Curry was the team leader and KD was the best player. That's a fact. I agree with that. I think that Cat, stat-wise, numbers-wise, does more than Brunson because of the rebounding. But Brunson does more. First off, like I said, to me, it's still a heliocentric system, basically where you have one star and all the planets and everything in the solar system orbits around that star. I still think that's the way the Knicks is set up. But I do think we are a binary star system because to me, Towns is a star. It's just that Towns as a star in some binary star systems, you can have the star, the second star, or the other star orbit around the main star, Jalen Brunson in this case, along with all the planets and things of that nature, right? So I still think that Jalen Brunson he's the captain for a reason, and everyone calls him the captain, right? So yes, Towns, he doesn't he gets beat up a lot, but he's not the only one that get beat up a lot and don't get calls, right? Now, one can argue the Lakers get a lot of calls. You know, LeBron, he's going to get the calls. But all I'm saying is I do think that we have to, stop with complaining to the refs like Josh Hart. Josh Hart says, some of the texts I've got, I haven't even cursed. So I kind of been surprised by them, Hart told the Post. So I'm not going to say what ref but I asked him, do I have a bad reputation? Check this out. Or what man to man? Let me know because I'm trying to work on it. And he was just like, no, you're an amazing competitor. But sometimes in the heat of competition, it's like you're going against us too. Like you look at it as 8-on-5. Which I do sometimes. At least he kept it real. So let's to Hart for keeping it real. So I think my complaining and getting texts hurt us. We're giving them free points or the ball or whatever it is, and those kinds of things. So it's just something I'm trying to be more cognizant of and work on. So salute to Josh Hart for showing like, hey, yeah, these refs be tripping, and they do be tripping. But he's not going to make it as big as a deal as he has been doing. And I hope that trend continues. I really do hope that trend continues. Let me see. Now, I do want to talk about Karl-Anthony Towns' injury real quickly. And I'm moving a little fast because we got limited time. And I had some technical difficulties starting the show up. But feel free. I will be reading the comments. So let me know how you guys feel. If anything catches your eye. And I try to give my little commentary after I read these little articles too, because these things are kind of crucial to what's going on with the team now. Now, here is a concern for me. And some of you guys look at Coach Tibbs' minutes, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. And you think that is because he's playing these guys a lot of time. That's why they have a lot of injuries. Now, here's what I will say. There's no real scientific studies you can pull up to show that because he played more minutes, he got hurt. This part got hurt. What happens is the more minutes you play, the more chance you have to get injured. So he has an injury, right? And it's very common. Now, here's what my concern is for this injury. So we got a quote from a doctor, Dr. Abby Campbell. It says, "It's the most common injury I've seen in basketball athletes." By the way, the injury that he has, they call it jumper's knee, right? And it's like tendonitis, basically swelling in the knee, comes and goes. And, they try to treat it. And most of the time, rest is what, helps with it, right? So it's the most common injury. I've seen it in basketball athletes. It's not even classified as an injury half the time. That's why he's not on the injury report, because it just kind of exists and people live with it, right? So the fact is that it flared up so severely that he had to take time out either points to the fact that it's a cautionary in order to maintain him for the next set of games, or he's having such a severe flare-up that he's not going to be able, to play at full capacity and has no other option but to come out. If that's the case, I think that in the offseason, the only option is to have it fully addressed, because it seems like it's been lingering and it's not getting better. That is my concern with Karl-Anthony Towns. And to link that with the minutes, if Karl-Anthony Towns is playing a lot of minutes and he's not getting his proper rest, and he does have flare-ups and he does decide to give it a go, and then Tibbs says, well, damn, we in the heat of the game, I'm going to play you 40 minutes, that can be a problem. So that's a whole nother angle at looking at the Tibbs. But like I said, this is not really classified as an injury, but the fact that it can reoccur and it doesn't really go away, right? Until like in the off season where they may have to like get surgery. I'm not sure if it's surgery. She didn't say surgery, but it says the only option in the off season is to have it fully addressed. I hope that the tendinopathy doesn't get to a point where he can't play, especially in crucial games, important games that we need him. Like a game like tonight, I don't mind resting Brunson or him, right? Because we should be able to beat the Pistons without these guys. I'm going to keep it funky. But at the same time, this is something to be concerned about. And this is where my whole thing with minutes is. I don't want guys who have injuries to re-aggravate their injuries, right? And make things worse. Let me see. So I got some articles here talking about the minutes, because everybody was making a big deal about the minutes. By the way, we spoke about this on the Knicks call-up as well. So does Tom Thibodeau have a minutes problem? I'm going to say yes, because he's not playing the bench guys enough. The 8-man rotation, I hate it. You guys know it. And even in the 8-man rotation, like if he was playing each one of those guys 20 minutes, it might not be that bad. Like if Precious got 20 minutes, Deuce got 20 minutes, and Cam got 20 minutes, hey, because they all flexible. They all play multiple positions. So you could technically work like that, though I still think it should be 9. But at the same time, that would be good. But these guys are not even getting 16 minutes a game. Like we could go through the box scores. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. And now you got Jalen Brunson. Well, we don't know what Jalen Brunson's status is going to be with his shoulder or whatever. Baze. We know it's not serious. Karl-Anthony Towns got jumper's knee. Deuce McBride got a hamstring. Right? Mikal, OG, Hart don't got nothing on the books right now. Hart did have something he had earlier, but he's not on the injury report for that. No Mitchell Robinson still. I don't know. Let me see what you guys talking about in the chat. By the way, salute to Sam in the building, Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. I'll talk to you guys about how to get in there a little later in the show. Let me see you guys talking about in the chat before I continue. Randy Briggs, do it again. See what happens. You should be able to beat Detroit without them. You tried and lost already playing that game. To be honest, to be fair, I feel you, Randy, and salute to you, by the way. I'm going to say this, man. When did we play Detroit? We played Detroit over a month ago. We were 14-9, 14-8 coming into the game. Definitely no Towns. Towns should play tonight. I'm just saying you could rest him. I'm not saying Towns is not going to play. But one of our strong points on this team is the guard position. So if Brunson sits, you got Campaign. Campaign's lighting dudes up. So I think that Campaign with Towns and the rest of the boys should be good enough to get this one. I do get what you're saying, Randy. But if Brunson is really like could use some time, then yeah. Let me see. A lot of good chats. Cat has been getting hacked. His frustration is justified. No, you know what? Knicks will be champs. I don't mind the frustration. That's not why I went there. The reason why I went there is because I just don't want it to impact us, like the flow of the game, like taking us out of our game, whether it's through technical fouls, right? Not getting back on defense, right? They getting the open three. Some of these refs are not objective like that, and you talking to the ref now, that might give them a slant, right? Yeah, we got replays and stuff like that, but these guys are emotional. These refs today are kind of emotional, if you ask me. And we got a lot more new refs. I can't remember. I got an article that was talking about how part of the reason why they've been making a lot of errors is we got a lot of new refs. We got a lot of guys that, first time on the job, couple of years on the job, and a lot of the veteran refs retired. So that could also be a part of it. Like Walcott says, arguing with the refs, to me, it's not going to help. Like I said this before too. Like, I still play, organized basketball, semi-pro leagues. I never argue with the refs, man. I just keep going because at the end of the day, I can't control that aspect of the game. Now, if you want to talk to the refs at halftime or during the timeout, what did I do wrong? No problem with that. But all I'm saying is complaining because, like Josh Hart says, do I have a reputation? I think he does have a reputation, and I think that's why they have a short leash with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that if he didn't complain as much, they wouldn't tech him. They wouldn't be so quick to tech him up. It's sort of like Draymond Green. Like Draymond Green, he has no leash, right? Draymond does something, it's a wrap. Let me see what else you guys talking about, man. Good comments in the chat. Utah is way more talented than Detroit, and the Knicks destroyed them without JB. Utah plays in the West, which is tough though. And you know what's crazy about that? The reason why we was able to beat them without JB was because campaign. It all goes back to campaign. Like, I feel like campaign needs to his minutes shouldn't get cut, right? And I'm cool with him and Deuce playing together, but campaign, I don't care whoever else comes back, he needs to be a part of rotation. You see, Gonzalez, we can't rest both JB and Town. That's true. Yeah. Gonzalez, I wasn't saying that we had to. I was just saying if you needed to, go ahead, do it. Yeah, salute to Sam. JB is a game time decision. And yeah, Cat is not on the injury report because of what I just read. That injury or that condition he has is not considered to be injury. Like, some people just deal with it. Now, the issue is when the tendinopathy or the swelling, it becomes unbearable. That's when he's going to need time off. But there's no telling when that's going to happen, if that makes sense. All right, so let me think anybody else with the refs. I think I covered the refs topic. Like I said, whatever articles I don't go through, you guys feel free to go to thisweekinsidetheknicks.com. The link is right here on the screen. The link should be in the description. If not, I will put it at the end of the video, and you'll be able to read all these articles. Once again, we're going to talk about the All-Star votes. I think I'm going to shift gears. And then after the All-Star votes, I'm going to get into flagship. Now, and like I said, we got 3 topics. So I'm going to be moving a little quick. But I do want to talk about the All-Stars, right? And this to me is not good enough. Hopefully I could show it to you. Okay, I think I could. This to me is not good. This is not good enough for me, right? Now, this is a list right here of all the starters, right? On the projected 24 picks. Of course, they got LaMelo Ball starting, Donovan Mitchell, Giannis, Tatum, Towns, big bodega. So, yeah, I think Towns will be a lock to start. He's been playing well. He was the Eastern Conference Player of the Month. The numbers show it. He's been the best center in the Eastern Conference. And I think that the other 50% of the vote outside of the fans will be the coach and the players. So I think that the coach and the players will put Towns up in there as a starter. This is my problem. I don't want Jalen Brunson to be the backup point guard. This is unacceptable to me. As a fan base with the most fans, This brother right here, who's been the best point guard, like the great Alan Hahn likes to say, Jalen Brunson has been the best point guard in the Eastern Conference. There's no reason why this brother is a reserve. And look, they do got him as the top reserve. Like, yeah, he's the number one guy. But at the same time, this brother needs to start. And we have to help get him there. We know the players and the coaches, they dictate the other 50% of the vote. But man, this guy right here, you seen him put up the 44 last night. You see what the captain's going to do, whatever it takes to help us get the win. Does he come through every game 100% of the time? No. But do we win the majority of our games? Yes. And is he one of the lead causes to that? Yes. So yeah, we got to do a better job voting. And I'm going to demonstrate it once again. Okay, before I do that, look, these are the votes real quickly. This is the updated votes. Now, we talked about this on the Knicks Call-Up show on Friday. So we definitely talked about this. This is the most recent updated votes. They drop this every Friday. And as you can see, Towns, he's in there, right? 1.8 million votes. I don't believe this is Knick fans voting for Towns. I said that before. But look at Jalen Brunson, y'all. 934,000. Much better. He doubled up. And he's gaining on Dame Lillard. But we need to do better. I don't care about Donovan Mitchell. Yes, he deserves to start. But we should he plays in Cleveland. Like, we should flood the floodgate. We should open the floodgates. We got to as Knick fans. And that's what we're about to do right now. Look, I'm going to vote again, y'all. Y'all know every show I've been demonstrating how to vote. I got 2 accounts. I got one on here and one on my phone, okay? And it takes 2 seconds to do, okay? I'm going to vote on both, right? This is my phone, my NBA app on here. If you can see it. Bow, okay? I'm getting ready to vote on here too, okay? I got 2 accounts. So all I do is this. Watch how quick this takes. As quick as this takes. Look, Karl-Anthony Towns. I'm only voting Knicks, right? Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, review picks, all Knicks. Hit the plus button, let's go to guards. Jalen Brunson's at the top. Bam. Scroll down a little bit, you're going to see Josh Hart. Bam, Josh Hart. Review picks. Bam. We're done. Submit vote. Prove that we're not a robot. And we voted for the day. That's it. How long did that take? That literally took a couple of minutes. Go and vote, y'all. Now, if you don't got an NBA.com ID, you can create one. It only takes you 2 minutes. I demonstrated that before. I'm not going to do it now because we don't have much time, but we got to get the votes in, y'all. By the way, I do want to let you guys know about the upcoming programming, right? We got some shows that's on the horizon. We got the Knicks in 10 show tomorrow at 8 a.m., right? Early morning. Salute to all my early morning people. I'm not an early morning person. Wish me luck. I'm a vampire in the morning. Oh, boy. But I will be live 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Be there, be square. So that's the Knicks in 10 show. It's basically an analytics show. We go over all the numbers. I show you exactly where the Knicks are, where they're supposed to be, you know, how they compare to last year, all that good stuff. Plus, minus, everything. Then Friday at 10:45, we got the Knicks Call-Up show. Okay? Every Friday at 10:45, that's the permanent date. Now, I will experiment in the future. Once again, I'm going to let you know in a second what I mean by that. Next Monday, This Week Inside the Knicks, 6 p.m., same time, same place. Though I was late today. I had some technical difficulties. But every Monday at 6 p.m., usually there's a game on. So right before the game, we do the podcast. Now, Thursday of next week, I'm flirting with Thursday next week. Now, this might change because I just realized that next Friday, there is no game, right? Because I don't like the Knicks Call-Up show to be a post-game review show because when we lose, it just takes all the wind out of ourselves, and then then it becomes a anti-Coach Tibbs show. So tomorrow, I'm gonna come up with some alternatives, and I'm gonna ask you guys tomorrow what we should do. So yeah, be here tomorrow at 8 a.m. That's gonna be the next broadcast, right? Even if you gotta listen in, you're on your way to work. I understand. I help you get to work. If you got an hour commute, the show usually is around an hour, but that's gonna be the upcoming program. So yes. Let me see. Salute the coach. He says. Let me see. Salute. The best big cat is the best big in the NBA. Oh my God, Coach, you really going? Oh my God, Coach. You know what? I'm riding with you. Let's go. Cat is the best big man in the NBA. I'm riding with Coach, man. Let me see. Thank God the full gold is out of the fans' hands. They always vote for their favorite because it's the younger generation voting. That's a fact, Ian Gonzalez. That's why I'm trying to get us to vote. The guys who may not be a part of the younger generation. It only takes 2 seconds. And you could do it once every day. And Fridays, your vote counts 3 times. Listen, I need the Knicks to have 2 starters in the All-Star game. A lot of people don't care. I know Jalen Brunson probably doesn't care whether he starts or not. But if I'm a Knicks fan, and what this shows me is that the Knicks are on the right trajectory, but continue to excel, right? Because you can't tell me the last time you could remember we had 2 All-Star starters. When's the last time the Knicks had 2 stars? Not 2 All-Stars, 2 starting All-Stars. That's like a trivia question. I'll wait for that answer, but that's a big deal if we can get 2 guys, 2 stars in the starting lineup. And if Towns has been the best center in the East, Brunson has been the best point guard in the East. I don't care if LaMelo's averaging 29 points. His team is bad. Let's keep it real. Those guys are mediocre at best, right? If you put Brunson on any other team, put Brunson on the Toronto Raptors. You don't think he's going to average 35 points? Put him on any bad team. Put him on Utah. Any team. He's going to shoot all the shots. I want to see you put in work and help your team win. That, to me, is more impressive. That's why Jalen Brunson, to me, deserves to start in the All-Star game. Let me see. Sam says, I got another theory about voting. People just vote top 5 points per game. That's a fact. That's a fact. And points per game means nothing. Like I said, if you're scoring 30 on a bad team, that's not telling me nothing. Score 30. Be like SGA. Put up 30 on the first place team. Right? With no other All-Stars, right? Catapulting these guys to another level. Anybody could score 30 on a bad team. Come on, man. They got to knock it off. Let me jump into flagship now. So we got 3 topics we're going to touch on. Now, I went to the wrong. Oh, man. Okay, that's the wrong article. Bam. By the way, if you do want the hat that I'm wearing, right? It's no longer $30. This was the Christmas price. All you gotta do is go to Discounted Knicks hats, and you'll be able to see this hat if you want to cop this hat. This hat is fire. This is still my favorite Knick hat. I popped this out today because I figured, hey, it's no better day than today. So yeah, you could go get it on Liz.com. They do got free shipping though. So Liz always gives you something. That's why we teamed up with Liz. And yeah, Liz is definitely the truth. So even though it's not on discount, you get it shipped to you for free. All right, but I'm going to go back here because I want to touch on these topics. Let me see. Time check. Okay. Still got 30 minutes. So yeah. So I saw this article here on this website that is a blog site at Athlon Sports. Athlon Sports. And so basically what happens is they think that Josh Hart may have hinted towards there being a rift in the locker room. Of course, this came after the OKC Thunder game. And basically because Josh Hart said that, and I just want to get you guys' opinion on this. Josh Hart says that, hold on, get the exact quote. I think we have to go out there with energy. This is what Josh Hart said. I think we have to go out there with energy. We have to go out there with no egos. We have to go out there with no individual agendas. We have to go out there and sacrifice. So Hart's answer was particularly interesting to some fans, right? And so this article here is basically trying to say that this is the second time he mentioned about no egos. And because of that, there's some conflict in the locker room. I'm going to just say this. If that's not the biggest load of cap I ever heard, I don't know what is. I was going to lead the show with this article, but then I changed it because I had to give JB his props. But I do want to say that based on what I see, and like I said, I'm not in the locker room, but at the same time, these guys have a podcast together. Salute to the Roommates podcast. These guys all went to the same school. A lot of these guys played together on former teams. Also, the one key thing about these guys, none of these guys have egos. So that's why I laughed when I read this, because, all right, let's talk about the one guy who I think some people would say that he's talking to, OG Anunoby. All OG Anunoby ever said was he wanted his money. That man getting his money has nothing to do with nobody else. That has nothing to do with nobody else. That's his personal business. The Knicks were willing to give him the money. I never heard OG Anunoby say, I need to start. I need to get touches. I need to get this. I need to get that. All OG said, yo, I need to get paid. That's it. That's the only thing OG Anunoby ever said that was kind of selfish. But I'm not even going to say that's selfish, because who doesn't want to get the most money for their work? Or you guys listening, whatever jobs you may have. If you can get more money to do the same job that you've been doing, who's not going to take that? So outside of that, and I also saw the Roommates podcast when they bigged OG Anunoby up for getting the bag. Man, salute to everybody who getting that bag. First. So Josh Hart, I don't think in this quote was talking about money. I don't think he was talking about money. I think he's talking about what Coach Tibbs has been preaching. That's when you see it right here, no egos, no individual agendas, that's Coach Tibbs. That shows me that Coach Tibbs is pouring through these guys. Because from the start of the year, Coach Tibbs said during media day, guys going to have to sacrifice. And what better crew than our starting five? Because look, Josh Hart don't care about stats. Mikal Bridges, all he wants to do is win. That's it. He wants to shoot better because his shot been off and on and off. Mikal Bridges ain't arguing about touches. These are his boys. They all call Jalen Brunson captain, so we know the pecking order. We know that Jalen Brunson is the captain of the team. We know that Karl-Anthony Towns is a star on the team. There's no debate. When they said we had to get him the ball, they've been getting Towns the ball. And we're going to talk about tomorrow. I'm going to show you guys some cool Karl-Anthony Towns stats. But they've been getting Towns the ball. Towns said it out of his own mouth. I don't care about whether or not I get touches, how many touches I get. He just wants to win. He went to Kentucky. He was in Minnesota with Ant-Man. He wasn't tripping because Ant-Man became the number one option. This is the best team in terms of ego. We'll see what Mikal Bridges does with his contract. Look at how they play when they're winning. What's the stat line? Is it 14-1, 15-1? When they get 30 assists or more? 15-1? Chemistry. So that's all he's doing is quoting Coach Tibbs. It's the middle of the season, and people are trying to capitalize off of our distress and our suffering. We lost to OKC, so they're gonna write articles like this. It just comes with the territory, y'all. But it's my job to address this. And I think that this is the biggest load of crap that was written. Because look at the magic of one win against the Bucks. Now everybody is like, oh my God, the Knicks are good again. Knicks win tonight. It's going to be more of that. Let me see you guys talking about. OG is cool, calm, and collective personality. I doubt it's OG. It's none of them. Salute to King No Mercy, man. New York City, salute to you. Yo, this podcast is top tier, always breaking down the game and the facts. I must say, good job, my brosy. Salute to you, man. Salute to you, man. New York City, salute to you, man. I tried my hardest, man. I put some effort in. And yo, wait till you, hey, you think this is nice. Wait till you see the new setup on Friday. Wait till you see the upgrades that we about to make on Friday. Tell him, Maxine, if you in the chat. Tell him the upgrades you about to do. Sam says Hart trolling again. It could be him trolling. That you want to know something funny? If because I don't remember actually like seeing the video footage of him saying this. Maybe I did. I don't know. I watch a lot of footage, but like if I did see the footage, it didn't give me like, oh my God, like there's trouble in paradise. What I got was that we're disappointed in our performance, and we're going to come out like we did against Milwaukee. That's what I got. Once I saw the post game and I saw Tibbs and and then to hear Josh Hart say these things, it's their coach pouring out through them. It's a beautiful thing. They're buying into the philosophy. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't like Coach Tibbs. That's a whole nother topic. But I just had to debunk this because it's crap. Let me move a little faster. I'm going to touch on the other flagship topic. Right. So we talked about the locker room issues. There is no locker room issues. That's cap. Real quickly, I do want to touch on. I got to scroll up. I scrolled down too far. Like I said, there's a whole lot here. You could go to thisweekinsidethenix.com to see whatever else I did not cover. Now, I want to talk about Jalen Brunson's heroic act. Now, to me, Jalen Brunson's heroic act. By the way, he scored 44 points in 29 minutes. That's the most points scored by a Knick playing under 30 minutes. Salute to the captain. I want to say this because I wasn't around for Willis Reed and all those guys. Salute to you guys if you were. That's before my time. I didn't get to see, Willis Reed walk onto the floor hobbled in real time. I saw the game many times, on YouTube. And I got a feeling for what happened, but I can't feel it because I wasn't there in real time. Honestly, seeing JB go down with the shoulder, let me see if I got the picture on here. Do they got the picture up here? Seeing him go down with the shoulder, man, that was. Tell me y'all wasn't scared how did you guys feel when you saw your captain on the ground holding his shoulder? Oh yeah, actually I could show you, but I'm not. I felt pretty bad because I'm like, is this Julius Randle again? Remember, we had it happen with Julius Randle, and Julius Randle never played for the Knicks again. Not that would happen to JB. But I'm just saying, we seen what happened to Julius Randle, and he didn't play the rest of the year. Jalen Brunson, all these guys is tough. That's why when they say soft and the Knicks they all soft, but they lost their toughness. How do you measure toughness? I've never seen Towns, Mr. Glass Towns. Towns always finishes the games for the most part. He always finishes the games. He's never coming out the game. I seen him go down hard. Boom. Hit his back, hit his neck, hit his this, hit his that. And he waving off the bench. Mikal Bridges is always waving off the bench. What is toughness? Isn't resilience a part of toughness? So when I seen JB motion to the bench to take me out the game, I'm like, oh, that's bad. Because I think that when JB had the fractured hand, I don't even remember it. Maybe I missed that or I don't remember. When JB fractured his hand in the playoffs, was he motioning to the bench to take him out? I don't remember him motioning to the bench. So when I see him motion to the bench, I'm like, damn. What is this? Because we up big, you know what I'm saying? Look, I'm a Jets fan, right? So I saw the game when Aaron Rodgers got hurt and missed the whole year with the Achilles, and we won the game, but you lose Aaron Rodgers. So, yeah, we're up against the Bucks. I don't care about being up against the Bucks. I care about the captain. I would lose this game just to make sure I had the captain, right? Man, salute to JB. So when he went to the locker room, first off, the Garden crowd was stunned. Any of you guys was there at the Garden, y'all could let us know in the chat how it was. I'm watching it on the TV. It was quiet in the Garden. Quiet. No one had word for like a good 6 minutes. What's going on with JB? We don't know. For him to walk not even to the bench, because when he came out, he did not walk to the bench. He did not walk to the bench. JB walked to the scoring table. It was like the perfect, I don't know if he planned it. I don't know if JB planned this. He came out from the locker room. I'm not even sure if he looked at Coach Tibbs. I can't remember because I'm just so, at this point, I'm stunned. He literally walks to the table at the moment where you could enter subs into the game and walks into the game. Man, salute to the cap. It was at that moment there. I said, yo, these Knicks will be all right. No matter how dark you think it is, no matter how much you looking at the TV or if you was in the building and you saw OKC Thunder wreaking havoc on us, dunking on us, taking the ball from us, locking us up, holding Mikal and OG to 0 points, locking down the bench. Nobody does nothing. Nobody moves. Nobody get hurt. And you feeling like, damn, yo, the season is, damn, I don't know. Man, what are we going to do? But then they respond like this. But then the captain goes a step further to show you guys that, yo, it's going to take a little bit more than a loss to OKC. It's going to take a little bit more, right, than you know, some little nagging shoulder injury to stop us from what our mission is. And, yo, that was to me, that was a mini Realist Reed moment. I know it's a regular season game, doesn't mean much. It wasn't the finals. To me, I saw perseverance. To me, I saw a captain that's not going to give up. Even if he is physically enabled, he still chose to be able to come back into the game. Because we don't know the extent to the shoulder injury, and I guess we might find out more details tonight, whether he plays or not. I feel like a lot of players wouldn't even came back. I just believe that. JB saved the season to me. And I think that, honestly, this game, because look, when you look at the stretch, we got Detroit, winnable game. Philadelphia, you don't know who you're going to get. Will Embiid play? Will he not? I don't know. Don't even care who plays, who doesn't play. Philadelphia, beatable. Minnesota, we could beat them. Atlanta, we could beat them. We have to beat them. We owe them. Brooklyn, we could beat them. Sacktown, they're surging right now. I think they won 7 games in a row, something like that. But we could beat them. Memphis is going to be the next test. Memphis is tough. Memphis is tough. 6-game winning streak. If you ask me. Let me see. Sam says JB gets the green. Oh, JB gets the green light. Okay, salute. How many minutes? Okay, we got 15 minutes before the game start. Salute to JB. Once again, you see that? Oh, my soundboard disconnected. I don't know what happened to my soundboard, but yo, salute to JB. Memphis is gonna be Memphis is gonna be the next. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that we won't lose before Memphis. I'm just saying, like, that game right there. Yeah, get your popcorn. get your popcorn, get your drinks, make sure you're going to be undisturbed for 2.5 hours, because that's going to be a game. I'm telling you, I've seen a couple of Memphis games. They're solid, man. Ja Morant is not all flash. He's smart. You know, he pick and roll. Oh my God, pick and roll. Yeah, it's going to be a fight. But we can win all of these games. But the point that I'm saying is, y'all, never count these Knicks out. I don't give a damn about a regular season game. We win most, we going to lose some. That's just the way it works. Let me see if I jump into this last flagship topic. That's Brunson Heroics. Let me see. We talk about a little bit of trade rumors, y'all. Now, once again, we know that Leon Rose has a propensity to make trades. He has a propensity to make mid-season trades. What are you guys thinking? Now, salute the Daily Knicks. They have an article saying that we should avoid trading Mitchell Robinson. Doing a foolish trade if we trade Mitchell Robinson. And that's really been on my mind. Like, We talked about Valanciunas, right? We talked about that already. I don't know if he makes us a better defensive team. Do you outright trade Mitchell Robinson and get some 6'9" guys? 6'7" guys that's athletic, or get one 6'9" guy that's athletic? I know the kid from the Pelicans is probably going to be out for the season. I think he tore his ACL or something like that. The shooter, I think. No, not the shooter, the defensive dude, Herb Jones. I think he's going to be out for a while, if not the season. Get somebody like that? I don't know. They're saying that we can't trade for Jonas because, right. The reason why they're saying we don't think we could trade him for Jonas is because I don't think Jonas helps you become a better defensive team, and we don't really need offense like that. It'd be nice to get some more offense off the bench for sure. But we don't really need to get somebody who can score. I think we need to get somebody that's going to help our defense become a top 10 defense the same way we got OG Anunoby last year. What do you guys think about that? Daily News talking about the next big trade date, even though December 15th, we didn't have no real trades. But January 15th is all the guys that can be traded on December 15th because they had special clauses like Precious Achiuwa when you sign a 1-year deal and you waive your no trade clause or something like that. You got to wait till January instead of December. Technical basketball politics, stuff that we as fans don't care about. The most important thing to know is that on January 15th, there's going to be more guys that can be available to trade, like Precious Achiuwa. So what do you guys want to see? Do you guys think we need to make a move? You know, you've seen the Milwaukee game. You've seen the OKC game. I know after the OKC game, everybody's like, yo, let's make a trade. But you see the Bucks game, do you kind of pull back from that? Where I'm at with it is, if we are going to do a trade, I mean, I don't know about Mitchell Robinson because it's just so many unknowns. If we knew about Mitchell Robinson and when he will be back, I would say don't do the trade. Like, if we knew he'll be back next month for sure, I say don't do the trade. Just wait for Mitch. But if Mitch can miss the whole season, you got to do something. That's where I'm at with it. Where are y'all at with it? I would love Herb Jones. Yeah, but he out. He hurt. We need to move Hart to the bench. Ooh, do we move Hart to the bench? Now, some of you guys know, like, I once I seen Josh Hart as a starter, I never wanted to move him to the bench because my cousin called me. I gotta call her back. Some of you guys know, once I seen Josh Hart start, right, I never wanted to move him to the bench because he's been putting in work. And honestly, he's been the reason why our offense is number 2, number 3, and number 1 at one point in the season. However, an argument could be made that Josh Hart can help the bench out. So the bench can have more balance, and maybe he could bring the most out of Deuce, Cam, right? Precious. Maybe an argument could be for Hart to go to the bench. Well, Precious will start, right? So yeah, if Hart goes to the bench, I guess we're going to start Precious. It's worth a shot. You know, I didn't want Hart to go to the bench, but I'm open to it because if it's going to help the bench play better, and if it's going to help us defensively as the starting lineup, I don't mind it. But I don't. It's tough. It's tough. But Mikal Bridges shown you that he is the third option on this team. To remove him from the starting lineup, I kind of feel like that's counterproductive. Let me see. All right, that's all for the trade. I'll read your comments, but I'm gonna move forward because I do want to cover. I'm gonna do the Knick of the week and word on the street. So let me do that right now. So, by the way, I keep forgetting. Yo, I always do that. All right, so drum roll. This week, Knick of the week is none other than Josh Hart. This brother right here does not have the best numbers you'll ever see, right? For any player that get a player of the week honor. But to me, this brother is the Knick of the week because He was instrumental in all 4 games. He did not have an off game. He did not have a game where he wasn't a factor, right? And I think that Josh Hart, he deserves all the praise because he's stepping up his game. This is what he did during this week stretch of the 6th to the 12th, right? This is what he did. 15.7 points, 12.2 rebounds, 61% from the field. I didn't get the chance to write the article up. I'll probably do it after this game. But look, this brother right here, he is the Knick of the week to me. He is the heart and soul of the team. Like I said, he doesn't even have to shoot the ball to impact the game. This brother with his passing, his rebounding, his hustle, always, and his efficient shooting from the field, always keeps us in games. And he's somebody who definitely, to me, doesn't get the praise. So, yes, I know technically Jalen Brunson would have been the Knick of the week, especially coming off the 44-point game and whatever. I think JB pretty much had 20 points every game, right, this week. Or at least, against the Raptors, he didn't have to do it. So that was like Brunson's night off. I felt like Josh Hart during this run did not have a night off. Even though he only scored 11 points last night, he had 11 points, 11 rebounds, right? He had, how many assists? He had, I think, 5 assists. I can't even read my own notes. He had some steals. Josh Hart was doing everything. So, yeah, he's the Knick of the week. And then also, y'all, I'm going to jump into word on the street right quick. Let me see. Yeah. Pow. And I'm going to move a little fast because I don't want to keep y'all past the game. And I definitely need to watch this game. JB's going to be playing. We just got the news from Sam in the chat. So salute to JB for, popping out. Let me go to the community session. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, so I told you guys I was going to tell you guys how to get a part of the Knicks Tape Madness, the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server with me, Sam, coaches in there, J-Tab is in there, a couple of other people's in there. All you got to do is become a channel member. Once again, if you want to help build my little studio that I'm putting together, I mean, like I said, I think you guys are going to like the changes that we're going to be making this week. This is one way to help because whatever you guys support or send for support, I definitely pour back into the channel. So you could join the channel. We got 2 packages to start a Knicks fan and the hardcore Knicks fan. Now, each one of these packages gets you inside the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server where we have the 24/7 Knicks chat. I'm in there. We have great. After this, we get off this live, we're going to be chatting up in there tonight about the game. Right? We got a 24/7 NBA chat as well. So this is your best way to get inside the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. Also, you'll get access to members only live chat. Didn't start that yet. We'll be starting this up soon. Loyalty badges to show that you're a member like Knicks will be champs. Salute the Knicks will be champs. Priority reply to comments. I get a lot of comments. So if you are a member, I will always reply to your comments. You get special photos and status updates, member shout out, and of course, discounted merch. I didn't even go over the merch just yet today. I'll do that tomorrow. But yeah, you get more discounts on top of the merch. The hardcore Knicks fans get everything in the starter Knicks fan package, but they also get the parlay builder. I'm getting ready to get heavy back into the parlay builders. Been watching some trends. Let's make some money together. Of course, we got the parlay builder show, which I will be doing at least once or twice a week. And we connect on other social media platforms, of course, and more. So that's what you get when you join this channel, man. I try to make sure the members are taken care of, but the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server is always popping. It's the best place where you could always, have conversations with me. And yeah, that's what we do on a daily basis. So I'm going to jump into flagship. So yeah, you could just hit the join button if you're interested. But I'm going to go to look at some of these community tabs posts that I did. But by the way, this is the schedule once again that we just went over. Tomorrow, 8 a.m., be right here. I'm doing the Knicks in 10 show. All right. So I'm going to start here. With the Knicks having the lowest scoring bench in the league, which statement describes the reason behind this shortcoming? Right? Bench need more playing time. Knicks bench is just weak. 8-man rotation. I'm going to say 8-man rotation. So 15% of the Knicks fans said 8-man rotation. 28% of the 243 votes, they say the Knicks bench is just weak. And then 54% say the bench needs more playing time. Now, somebody said that the first choice and the third choice is the same. And I'm like, yeah, technically, but the only reason why I'm separating them in this case is because I feel as though you can play the 8 men, the 3 guys off the bench more. However, the bench period, whether it's 8 or 9 guys, they're not getting enough time. So that it is 2 different issues when you technically look at it. Josh Hart, Karl-Anthony Towns suggested that Knicks fans and the media stop criticizing Coach Tibbs. We had this conversation on both the Knicks call-up shows where a lot of guys, you're not happy with Coach Tibbs. And, of course, Coach Tibbs doesn't care either way. I'm going to say that y'all got to stop it. 58% of Knicks fans agree. And that's surprising to me because most of the people on the Knicks call-up show think we need to fire Coach Tibbs. So that was interesting to me. And this will be the last one, and then we could wrap. Was the Knicks blowout loss to OKC Thunder a sign that they're not an elite level team, or was it just a bad night? I'm gonna say it was a bad night. 40% of Knicks. Look at the emotion of Knicks fans. 40% think that it was a bad night. 53% say they are not an elite team. 8% say it's too early to tell. I like the 8% too. I'm riding with them too. I think that's too early to tell, but I'm also going to say it was a bad night. That's all for word on the street. And you know what? I didn't do this last week. Let me do this real quickly, just to look at it, and we out of here. This is the power rankings. Last week I didn't cover it. Now you know that we've been a sinking ship, right? Cleveland number 1, OKC number 2, Boston number 3 on the money. They still got the Knicks number 4. Of course, this came out Wednesday. The Knicks is still number 4 on the power rankings with ESPN. We'll see what happens this Wednesday. But they showing love. I can't front. The Knicks have been getting love. As we sign out, I definitely want to say salute to everybody that joined the show. I do appreciate you guys. Hopefully, I see you guys again tomorrow, 8 o'clock, 8 a.m., the early show. I'm a vampire in the morning. It's going to be crazy. Salute to Ian Gonzalez. Definitely. Salute to Sam. Oh, Mitch Robinson's supposed to be back on the 25th? Sam, post that in the Discord. Post that article in the Discord. I want to read that. I didn't see that update. Maybe that's a new update today. I don't know. It could be a new update today. I didn't get to see new updates today. Salute to Knicks will be champs 25-26. Salute to the great Maxine. Salute to Coach. He tapped in for a little bit. Probably was on the move. Salute to everybody that checked out this show. Oh, salute to Randy Briggs. Hopefully you subscribed. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. And that's all for this podcast once again. So until next time, let's go Knicks.